The term learning objective is a common term in the process of designing courses and training programs. However, there's often some confusion about related terms and what they mean. This tutorial describes the three basic types of learning objectives. They're goals, terminal objectives, and enabling objectives. And it'll show you how they relate to one another. So this is a diagram that I'm going to use to explain how the different components and different three types of learning objectives and how they're related. So goals are the target for a course or a training program. They are typically worded very broadly and aim to describe the major purpose or outcome of the course. So for example, to drive a car safely, that would be considered a goal. It's the main thing that we want the person to be able to do after they've completed the course. So the goal here is to drive the car safely. But what's interesting, you also recognize that there are additional steps that the learner would need to do in order to drive a car safely. It's not a single step. So that's where terminal objectives come in. So here I have an example of a terminal objective. Three of them are outlined there, but this one is change lanes using proper signaling techniques. So that's one of the skills that someone would need to be able to demonstrate in order to drive a car safely. But even if we look at within changing lanes using proper signaling techniques, there are even more steps that come along with that, and that's where enabling objectives come in. Sometimes they're called learning steps. You'll see them related that way. And the three examples listed here are locate signal controls on vehicle, turn on signal at correct time, and turn off signal at correct time. Those are examples of enabling objectives. Now, you can see kind of how these are related. So if I were to kind of draw this out, you'll notice that I have drive car safely, and I have that related to explain applicable training or after traffic laws, prepare a car for safe operation, and then our change lanes example. So these would be examples of terminal objectives, and you know that they relate back to the goal. Now, we'll notice that each of the enabling steps, the examples I have here, they each relate to the terminal objective. Now, I could build these out in a very similar way, but for this example, we see that we have the goals, we have the terminal objectives, and then we have the enabling objectives. And you'll notice that these are aligned as they go down, and they are aligned as they go up. The enabling objectives all support how to drive a car safely, and each of the terminal objectives support how to drive a car safely. So here you've seen the three different types of learning objectives that you'll see: goal, terminal objective, and enabling objective, and you see how they're related in a typical design of instruction.